Hello everybody, this is my fourth take on this video. Yeah, I've done a lot of takes of this video. Bad mic quality, and the audio not working. It's hard to move to a new app, because KineMaster, I'm not gonna lie, it was garbage. Like garbage. How could I talk about what makes a matchup good or bad when my mic sounded like this? But my mic sounds a lot better now. Unlike the first take, which sounded horrible. But let me lay down some ground rules. The characters need to be from a different series. This is an obvious one. I do not want to put same series in a battle to the death. It feels raunchy. Even though if the characters have had a crossover, it doesn't really count as the same universe. They have to be similar in more than one way. I can only use the series twice. And no two highly requested matchups or matchups that have already been confirmed or deconfirmed. Also, casts do not deconfirm episodes or confirm episodes. The matchups itself were just made for fun. Let's begin with the honorable mentions. We have Darth Vader versus Samus Aran. It may sound weird, but let me explain the connections. This is just an honorable mention, not one on the list. Space Guardians. I can't remember the rest of the connections, but it sounded cool. I wanted to put it on the list, but I didn't because of two reasons. The first reason is it sounded a bit weird, and now I realize that it is weird. This is no longer my preferred for both, and it sounded awkward. For the next honorable mention, we have Jack Frost versus Yoshi. This wasn't even going to be on the list, but I just wanted to mention it. Super thematic. Good animation potential. Pretty good. But let's get into the actual top 10 list with number 10. Okay, this pick may sound weird and may sound like I'm in my old days, but I do genuinely like this match, and I believe it could have some fun potential. Promise me this is probably the only weird one on the list. Garo from One Punch Man versus the Shredder from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This may seem weird at first, and both have quote-unquote better in the form of Garo versus Kenpachi, Garo versus Yujiro, Garo versus Cell, which I don't really get, because there's no. The Shredder also has She-Ra from DC Comics, which again, I don't get. I think it'd be better if the Shredder and Garo were to just fight each other. Probably not gonna happen, but wish it would. Both were weak and pathetic people who would learn a martial art, making them much stronger. They would eventually grow in power and would become the most feared villain in their entire universe. But they would eventually meet their defeat by a bald hero. Yeah, the Team T are bald. But let's go into debate, and you may think that Shredder gets stomped here, but let's use composite to make it a bit more fair. Garo versus composite Shredder. And this means everything. So they have crossed over with Batman and Power Rangers. Power Rangers has done some pretty busted shit. Yeah, that's the only time, or the first time you're gonna hear me cuss on this channel, but this would make the fight way fairer, and I do believe that the Power Rangers had some planet stuff. I can feel it in my gut, and there is probably evidence for this. I will edit it in once I have the evidence. But One Punch Man actually gets to galaxy level. So, no matter what you do, this is still going to be a Garo win. He overall is way faster, way more durable, has way more forms, and could just overwhelm everything that the Shredder could throw at him. This is not like Silver Samurai. No. That was a fight of will. This is a fight of who can scare the shit out of the other. And, yeah, it's gonna be Garo. Garo has a bunch of forms with fear in it. But if the Shredder wins, I'd actually be happy. I love TMNT. It's one of my favorite franchises of all time. It was personal to me back when I was just 4, maybe 5. I'm not really good at far in the past. But the track name should be Shredding Fear or something like that. But I just love this matchup. I hope it happens one day. And Garo, you deserve a dub. You definitely deserve a dub by how often you lose to Saitama. So I announce the winner of this matchup to be Garo from One Punch Man.
Metal Bat, hold up! You're not dead yet? Huh? You being alive changes things. My second-class hero.
Shin Godzilla versus Metal Sonic. There are, I can speak right, they're both versions of the main character from a Japanese-originated franchise that were made due to human interference, that would eventually evolve into greater forms and go on to destroy the things that they were made on. Yeah, it worked, good vibes. Some people may be saying, why not Cell? And I know the last one, Goro, was also a Cell matchup, but we're going to get to Cell later, because I already have a preferred for him, which may be controversial, but it's not any of his popular ideas. In fact, it was one made by me. In fact, this one is made by me, but go back to the task at hand. Who do I think would win this? Metal Sonic. He just kind of stomps Shin, and I'm going to explain why. And, okay, let me explain why I think Metal Sonic wins. He's faster, stronger, more durable, way smarter. He just has everything in the bag for this one. Therefore, I pronounce the winner of this matchup, Metal Sonic.
You might know everything I'm going to do, but that's not going to help you, since I know everything you're going to do. Strange, isn't it?
Beast Wars Megatron versus Gohan Black. Two purple next generations of iconic villains from Japanese-originated series who would go on to try to take over Earth. Also, yes, Transformers was originally it was originally a Japanese-originated series. I'm just saying, no, that's wrong. Optimus Prime was originally a toy. Even though the Beast Wars continuity isn't actually made in Japan, it was the original Transformers IP, which would lead to Beast Wars that was made in Japan. But you can have a lot of stuff happen here. You can have the fight start over Energon, where maybe Gohan Black discovers it, and they fight over who gets it. Similar to Black Adam versus Apocalypse, but Transformers versus Dragon Ball. But I really need to make these segments longer. This one's already over. Close to being over. But for who I think would win, I don't really know, but probably Beast Wars Megatron. I think he should scale to the stuff that Megatron does in the main continuity. So I think that would make him faster, stronger, more durable. Meanwhile, Gohan Black has more abilities. But I do believe that Beast Wars Megatron could pull off a win here. And that's pretty good because I like Beast Wars Megatron. Good for him.
Ah, a treacherous, underhanded sneak attack. Oh, I like you, Pussycat.
What did he just say? Akuma versus Absolute Diavolo from Ultraman. Two Japanese originated characters who were captivated by the strength of a martial art. And that's the main thing I could go over. Oh my god, my sciences are killing me. For how the fight could start, he could probably have it start in like a tournament. Similar to Heihachi versus Geese. Where they're fighting each other. And then it gets on a higher scale where they destroy the dojo. And then, I don't know, have it go on a cosmic scale, I don't know. This is going to be a bit more in depth. The dynamic is good. The core connections are good. Absolute Diavolo kind of stomps here. And he looks cool. So I am kind of glad. Even though I'm sad that Akuma gets stomped into the dirt. Again! Okay. Spawn versus Doomslayer from Spawn versus Doom. Two of the Dooms of Hell who were infused with immortal cells that would become their iconic look after leaving the military. That's the best way I could put it. Sisters are liking up. Need to get this done fast. You're gonna have the fight start because one of them mistakes the other for a demon. For who I think would win, Spawn pretty fucking easily. 'Cause, he has weeks. Keep Bill Cipher away. Anyway, I do believe that Doomslayer would die to Spawn pretty easily. Although I do think that Doomslayer could pull up a... Dang it. I think that Doomslayer could pull up a good fight. The winner is Spawn.
I'm waiting for your sorry ass in the afterlife.
Classic Mega Man vs. Cell. Two artificially made beings that were considered the peak of their creators, creations, that would go on to be the Doom, or the savior of the galaxy. They would eventually go on to take traits from other people, going into much greater forms. For Mega Man and Perfect Cell. But they would eventually be soon sucked out of these forms, and they're both God dang it, guests in a fighting game. Yeah, I'm still sick. Anyway, I think this is the best fight for Cell because it matches him the most. Because, he has the capability to destroy a solar system. And I think Classic Mega Man could get that far. But anyway, Cell probably still wins because, I gotta say, I think the Mega Man character is gonna get beat by the Dragon Ball character. Whoop-de-doo! Isn't that a surprise? The winner is Cell. Bowser versus Megatron. Both are alien or non-human life forms who are the rulers, or at least want to rule over a new civilization. It vibes. I know Bowser was just on Death Battle, but if he ever were to return for round 3, this would be my preferred. Because, I don't know if you know this, but I've been getting into Transformers recently. And I fucking love Megatron. And this is the last time I'm gonna use Transformers. But anyway, to get in a hurry, rest of this video to do. How if I start over who takes control over Cybertron? Like Bowser trying to conquer it to show off to Princess Peach. But Megatron stops him. You can have an army fight. And so much more. But Bowser probably wins this. Also, there's going to be a Death Battle clip ahead instead of a normal clip. Just trying to warn y'all. The winner is Bowser. Gojo versus Saitama. My allergies are finally gone. Woo! Anyway, both are the trainers of the next generation who are recognized as the strongest in their worlds. They would eventually go on to be the sole protectors of their world against enemies, and both are often compared to Goku. Yeah, Gojo is... Gojo? Who's Gojo? Gojo is oftenly compared to Goku, and this is actually a pretty good fight for Gojo. I was originally supposed to play Johnny Cage, then there was All Might, and All Might is still one of the best options for Gojo. Johnny Cage, not so much, but this one just has the appeal that appeals to me more. But this is an easy Saitama win. Even though Hollow Purple can get through basically anything, it would give him a hard time, though. So I'm going to say mid-diff. The winner is Saitama.
It is advised that those who encounter any shaven-headed men on the street should leave the area immediately.
What? No.
Harry Potter versus Josuke. Two people who would eventually discover their powers due to a very old man, and they are connected to one stone. I already did this on one of my versus shows. To make a very fucking long story short, Harry wins. He's overall stronger. He is more powerful. I think he has way more spells. So, yeah, Harry wins this one. I'm not even going to drag it on. But before we get to number one, I would like to do something special.
But what if the one never belonged to Snape?
Springtrap for the Five Nights at Freddy series versus Bendy from the Bendy Animation series. The reason why I like this matchup so much is because it's just fun. As you saw with my animation in my series Solar Flare, while that's not quite the best thing I've ever created, it is still one of my most proud creations, and it took me a while to make. That animation basically... Hold on. Told you all you need to know about what I think could be in the animation here. It would need to be sprite animated, but also I would like to cover the alternatives. There is Junko for Springtrap, and I fucking hate that one. That is my least wanted, and I hate it with a burning fucking passion. And then for Bendy, you have Cuphead, and no, I hate that one. Really? All the connections are recent indie game characters who are based off of old IP and Mickey Mouse. Plus, this matchup is way more fair if you use composites. Because, if you want to watch my animation, then Springtrap would win. because he can just bypass all of Bendy's abilities because he has dealt with people similar to that before. So I pronounce the winner of this matchup, my number 1 most wanted, Springtrap from the Five Nights at Freddy's series, aka William Afton. Now it's time to go on to the outro.
Yeah, I killed those bastards. And I do it again, too.
And that's a wrap. I thank you to all the creators of these matchups, even though most of them are made by me. This will probably become outdated quick, but no one really knows. Until next time, Edgelord, out.